Well, as we have been reporting, Sears Holdings announcing today that it will close more than 100 of its locations, including some of its Kmart stores. Joining us now is Bloomberg contributing editor and also the former CEO of Limited Brands, as well as many other brands, Tommy Hilfiger, Esprit, as well as our consumer reporter, Hitha Prabhakar, joining us as well, who broke that story for us. And Jay, first, let me just get your take on Sears. I mean, we've been wondering for a long time, what is Eddie Lampert doing with Sears, right?
You and I have discussed this a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's as in Penny's going after Ron Johnson and now talking about a whole new way of thinking about the consumer and product, flow of newness, excitement. Sears has just lagged way behind. They're online, the whole effect of online, which we'll talk about this morning, I don't see it at Sears. So there's no energy there. Everybody's talked about the real estate play, getting rid of now 200 of the stores. They need to make a big move.
But at this point, I mean, where does he draw the separation between him being a manager and him being trying to go in and restructure the company? I mean, he's not at this point a manager, a hedge fund manager. I mean, at that point, wouldn't he just dump the shares?
It's interesting. I think he has become a merchant. He's now all of a sudden decided he can run retail, and has done that for a while now. We have not seen the results. We've not seen the change in the product that he's putting out there. I think he's gone through a couple of different presidents. It's been, I think, a difficult search for him to let go, to really let go.
Well, what advice would you give him?
Hire a great merchant, hire someone who's done it before, reinvigorate the company. Ron Johnson, I think, has a shot to do that.
But didn't he try to do that with the appointment of the CEO, Lou D'Ambrosio? I mean,
he had the background. Wasn't it more of a P&G kind of background than a retail background? And I think that he's hired people that have really not been able to change the consumer experience. And I think it's exactly what Penny's is trying to do. It's like what every major retailer has had to go through. But you look at what Costco has done. I think they're very exciting in terms of what they're doing now. I think that we all look at, I think Walmart, obviously, the respect we have for them, but there are big box retailers doing things in a different way, and I think he has to make some dramatic moves.
Are you surprised by the timing at all? Coming at the end of this year?
The comps were not good. I think it was tied to that. It's going to be interesting. Is this the first of other stores that we look at in terms of negative comps? I don't think so. I think negative comps indicated I should also include that in terms of what kinds of moves I'm going to make strategically to close down some of the lower performers. He knows those numbers at this point in time.
Now, you were saying you expected Walmart to report, a 1% to about flat percent comp growth for December. How much of this news on Sears is going to impact Walmart? Do you still expect Walmart to perform at that level, or do you think that it's going to have even more of a bump? No,
there would be no effect short term. Long term, Sears, Walmart, I don't think of them as competing. I think Sears has to figure out how do they maybe take Penny's place. If Penny's is moving a little more upscale after Macy's and Kohl's, it's a positioning game, and Sears, I think, most likely has an opportunity to win out below. Where does Target come into play? That's the beauty of what we've just gone through in the holiday season, is how does each retailer present themselves? How's the experience vary, and what's the niche or the void that they can fill? I think Sears is saying we have to do something to fill a different niche. It's not working where we are.
So it's clear that Sears has emerged as essentially a loser coming out of this holiday season. So looking back this last month and a half, I mean, who else could be in the same camp, do you think?
Of the larger box stores, I think they've done really the worst job. I mean, Penny's, we talked about it, they're getting a free ride now. They're going to go through had gone through a change in management. They're going to make changes in terms of everyday low pricing versus who they bring in. They're changing their strategy. So I think we're letting them get away with it. So I think that business will be bad there for a full year. Sears is going to have to go through even possibly a longer take. But the Targets of the world are exciting. The Costco's are exciting. There's so many other good things going on. I'm not sure who the other one will be.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Best Buy.
Interesting. The online experience this past holiday, which is huge. I mean, we're going to see increases of 25–30%. Best Buy could not fill all their orders, which I thought was amazing. We've talked with the people at Best Buy you have at length.
Yes.
They just need to get better at what they do. The opportunity seems to be there, but they need to get to the next level. I've heard so many negatives from consumers in terms of talking about the experience and dealing with Best Buy. That is the opportunity, and I believe that they'll have to put the forces together. Do they have, I can ask you guys the question, do they have the money to keep going? Do you see a bigger problem with that in terms of how they're...
Well, that's what people are wondering is, how many more months or how many more quarters,
right.
and
they're going to sustain these sales.
they're losing on their televisions, and you know they're not pushing as well into the tablets and the tablet computers.
I think people do go there for Apple. People do the television part was very interesting.
The tablet sales is what you were saying as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I think tech is going to come out very good for this season. I mean, we're going to hear about techs and gamers and all that part of the world having been, I think, huge increase for what's going on for Christmas shopping and even day after Christmas shopping. Best Buy should be playing a big part in that world.
Jay, I have a quick question on online sales versus traffic. I know we have to wrap quickly, but in terms of mobile sales, do you think that that's really going to take over in terms of store traffic? As we were seeing in December, we were seeing a little bit of a decline of traffic in those stores. Quickly, do you think that that's going to have any sort of effect on traffic in those stores?
Fortunately, I think it bounced back in a huge way yesterday, and I think that sales in stores are going to see huge increases over last year, which was on a Sunday. That's a really big deal. It is a mega Monday, and I think it's going to push the numbers a little bit up from where we thought they were. The online conversation, which we've had again, what is the effect? It's going to be up 25%, maybe 30%. That has to come away from brick and mortar in some form? Are people checking out online and then buying in stores, or vice versa? I think they're going the other way. Online's going to continue to grow. Online's going to be an important part, and I think it's meeting every expectation so far.
From Black Friday to Mega Monday. Jay, great to see you again.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.